What's up, friends? Welcome back to KimmyDTV, a place where nurses and aspiring nurses come to achieve academic, career, and life success. And in this video, I'm going to be coming out with the long-awaited CAPELLA's RN to BSN 8 nursing courses explained. Before I get started, I did make 2 other videos regarding my CAPELLA RN to BSN. So the first class you're going to take is, and by the way, it's the FLEXPATH program, is class 4000, which is developing a healthcare perspective. And that class consists of 3 papers. This class, you cannot choose your professors. I don't know if things have changed since then. I did graduate in July of 2022. So with this class, there's 3 papers. So I didn't get to choose my professor. And I remember my professor being extremely picky. So my best advice is that they do give you sample papers to look at, especially as your first class. Look at those sample papers and try to mimic that paper. Of course, you can't copy word for word. I'm just saying like how the paper is formatted. And the best advice is use the rubric, use the rubric, use the rubric. So the rubric that they give you in each assignment and for the rest of the whole program will give you what the professor will be grading, like what part of your paper the professor will be grading. So my advice is in the rubric, each point that they give you, make it a heading so that your what the professor is looking for is easily found. Okay, so that's what I did. And make sure you read the instructions to it in its entirety. You can't just look at the rubric and say, oh, okay, well, everything that was written in the rubric is included in my paper, so I'm good to go. No, make sure you read all the instructions because sometimes the instructions themselves have extra information in it. Okay, yeah, these assignments can be 3 to 5 pages long, but it's only 3 papers. Okay, guys, so I know like somebody messaged me like how this class was annoying them. I know it could sound annoying, but honestly, I feel like it's just the introduction class. I know how you feel. I sympathize with you. Just make sure what your professor is looking for in regards to grading is easily findable. You also learn about applying research skills. So basically, they want you with the applying research skills and any other class in this thing, is they want you to know that you know how to find credible sources. So it's really easy with credible sources. They just have to be peer reviewed. They have to be within the last 5 years. And usually you can find it in like a journal article or a .org or .gov website. Usually it's not going to be in a .com website because .com websites are usually to sell something. Ella has a database library, which I really like, which makes it very simple. Not every college has that. It's called Summons. You use the advanced search option. You click on peer reviewed. You click on 5 year. You click on journal article if you want that or website, and then boom, you type in like your search terms and boom, you find a list of sources. This can come with some practice. Sometimes it took me a while to find exactly the kind of source I look for, but I think it's great practice. Once you practice it, it's easy. So this is an advice I give for any courses that you may take. Choose a top, for the love of God, choose the topic that, a lot of research has been done. I mean, if you want to choose a weird topic, if you want to choose a unique topic that you have to do extra research on because you're passionate about it, by all means do you, but just know that the longer you take, and if you don't finish those classes on time, the longer you take, the time is ticking and they're going to recharge you the $3,250 every billing cycle. So save the topics that you're really passionate about that may not have a lot of research information available. Save that on your off time when you finish graduate, and choose the topics that is easy to find information, such as stroke, diabetes, um, osteoporosis, like any of the diseases that is very popular and there's a lot of research. Just choose that. Make life simple for yourself. That's my advice. Nursing FlexPath 4010 is leading people, processes, and organizations in interprofessional practices. So basically, That one consists of 1 video, 2 papers, and 1 PowerPoint presentations while you're identifying a problem and you're solving it. So my advice with PowerPoint presentations is write out what you're gonna say first. And even oh, I'm sorry, even with that one, I believe like you have like a video to do. Just write out what you're gonna say first, like as if you're writing an essay. And then when you do your video, it'll be easier. So there won't be a lot of takes. Like for example, I'm making this video right now, but before I made this video, as you guys can see, I wrote out like some notes that I wanted to say. So it's basically the same exact thing. You're just writing out what you want to say. And with that assignment, I believe like you have to say your sources. So you could say, as this person said from this article, this and that. So the best thing to do with the PowerPoint presentations and the video is just write out what you're going to say first, like as if you're writing an essay. And then when you do the video, you present it as such. Okay. So that's that. The next class is 4020, Improving Quality of Care and Patient Safety. That has 1 paper, 1 root cause analysis, 1 website creation, and 1 PowerPoint. So I was kind of confused of how to complete the website creation and the root cause analysis. So that's when the group on Facebook, Capella's RN to BSN, came into play and really helped me because they gave some they have instructions on the Capella's RN to BSN site as well, but people like said, well, what different things help for them. And with the website creation, it just took some tweaking around. And like I said, if you just write it out in essay format and then you just copy and paste in different parts of the website. Like for example, let's say your website is on diabetes, right? So one portion you could put um, what the patient nutrition, and you just post a bunch of stuff about how nutrition should be of a diabetic. And then the next tab can be exercise. Then you put on that page what their exercise should look like. But on the home page, you could put like diabetes, and you could put links to nutrition, links to diabetes, links to this, you know? So for those who are not too technology savvy, that could be kind of tricky. So that's why I said like try to use the help of the Facebook page. Maybe they can give like a better explanation. I feel like in order for me to really explain, I would have to show you guys like on the computer, like here's how you do this, here's how you do that. I don't know if I can be able to do that. I'll see if I can do that. But really it's like playing around with it. So that's with that. And the root cause analysis, yeah, like I went on Facebook and it's just basically finding out what causes a problem, like what's the root cause of it, and then like just solving the problem. And of course 1 PowerPoint presentation. Okay. And I believe for the root cause analysis, I use something like medication errors, which is very easy because guess what? They already found the solution, which is barcode scanning. And guess what? There are a lot of articles online peer reviewed about barcode scanning. So you see, I made my life easy, right? So you make your life easy. Um, so on also, I believe there is like an annotated bibliography. If you guys know what annotated bibliography is basically when you list the source that you use and why you chose that article, basically summarizing the article and why you chose it. That's all. So one source like, oh, I use this research paper because it talked about like best diet for diabetes, and this helps my paper because I'm talking about how diabetics can get their HbA1c to a certain level, and if they change this diet, you know. So choose something easy, you know. Um, choose something, and what I mean easy is, in my opinion, something is easy in this course if there is a lot of information. If there's not a lot of information, you're like trust me, I did that mistake. You're gonna spend like 2-3 hours trying to find articles, because in the annotated bibliography, I think you have to give at least 12 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Next class is 4030, which is Making Evidence-Based Decisions, which is 3 papers and 1 video presentations. And that one talks about how to find credible sources. I already told you guys, summons, peer review. So basically it's a research class again. Like basically everything that you're doing in nursing has to be evidence-based. So They just want to see that you know that every action, every intervention that you do for the patient has been tried and tested, and it's through those research papers that it's been tested. Okay, guys. So that's that class. The next class is 4040, which is managing health information and technology. So the easiest thing to do your paper on is HIPAA. Basically, how to protect patient health information. There is a ton of information out there about HIPAA. Everybody knows about HIPAA. Everybody and their mama know about HIPAA. Best law to talk about 2 papers. That class consists of 2 papers, one annotated bibliography, and in the video, it talks about telemedicine, how to give virtual care to those who are far away from you. So yeah, it's a pretty cool class. That class was fairly easy for me. Like I said, I had a great professor because of the Facebook page, but it was fairly easy. It wasn't hard at all. Next class is 4050, coordinating patient-centered care. It had paper, PowerPoints, and videos. Now, a lot of people complain about this class because there's a lot of um, different requirements in one assignment. For example, one assignment would have a 20-minute video, and then a paper has to be attached to it. So basically, this class consists of 2 papers and 2 20-minute videos, and each video had to make a paper. I'm gonna make life super simple for you. Guess what? When you make a video, for example, I'm making a video, how do I know what to say? Obviously, I didn't write this part, this ad lib inside of my notes here, but just write your video out as if you're writing an essay. It's so easy, guys. Write your essay out, then read your essay in the video, then submit it. Like it's not hard. Unless things change now than from when I graduated. If they're asking different things in the video and different things in the essay, that's a little bit different, but it's usually the same thing. They just want to see that you could present the information. Or sometimes maybe they'll ask you to tweak a thing or two in the video versus the paper. It's just that the video is probably more of a condensed version of the paper. But if you have the essay, just write out the essay and just read from the book. It's really not hard. People make it harder than it is. The only reason why it's hard is because just one extra step, but it's really not that bad. And then 2 papers, okay? So the best thing, like I said, choose something easy. I think for this class, I chose stroke, which is the health problems. There are a bunch of policies and ethics that you can use in that care coordination. Like, for example, we all know what causes stroke, like it's just cardiovascular disease. We know that's some people's background, like culture, affects the way they eat. So you tackle that ethics issue, different policies regarding like disability acts, because some patients who have stroke, unfortunately, they can be paralyzed on one side, for example. So there are different policies that are put into place to help people who have certain disabilities and stuff like that. It's so easy, right? So why not use something like that? How to prevent future strokes from occurring, diet, exercise, um, care coordination. The main thing is like choose a topic that is very broad, right? And you have a lot of information. The next class is 4060, practicing in the community to improve population health. So it talks about community resources, disaster recovery plan, health promotion plan. That's all the things you have to do, like how to use community resources to make a disaster plan. And I like it. It was kind of cute. We had to do this one activity where there's a disaster. I think there was like a fire or something. And then basically we learned about black tag. I mean, I think that's in the NCLEX too. Black tag, yellow tag, like which patient, like if there's a disaster, right? A public disaster, and you're the nurse and you work in the ER, for example, and then you see a bunch of people on the floor like injured, which patient you care for first, okay? So if you already got your associate's degree, you learned that, or hope you learned that because it's going to be on your NCLEX. You learn which patient to choose to take care of first and how to make a disaster plan. So basically, it talks about even before the whole disaster happens, reaching out to your local fire department, like coordinating with them, like this is what we're going to do. You're going to take care of this. We're going to take care of that. How do we a disaster plan? How do we plan for a disaster if it happens? How to use our resources, right? So that's that. How to use our community resources. And I really like this class because it shows you how to use your resources, which a lot of people don't know how to do. So you choose a problem. In this class, you also have to choose a problem from a list of problems that they give you and choose an organization as well. So I don't remember, honestly, I'm sorry guys, I don't remember the problem I chose, but the organization I chose, I think is like the American Red Cross. There are another organizations you can choose is, I think, Doctors Without Borders or something like that. Like I said, choose something easy, choose something that you know about so that you don't have to go fishing, you know? So the last class is 4900, which is capstone project for nursing that consists of 2 papers, 1 professional product, and 1 reflection video. So for the professional product, I actually chose a brochure just because I saw an example of that on the Facebook page and I was like, "Ooh," and they showed like the I don't know if it's a software or website that they use to do the brochure, and I was like, "Ooh," and like I hate taking time to figure things out sometimes. I'm working on that. But I just used their example and I of course I made it completely my own, but I just used their same website that they use to complete the brochure. I just used the same one. And I was like, the brochure is 10 times easier than completing everything else. So for me, I like the brochure. I think you could also choose a PowerPoint if you want or any other professional product. But to me, a brochure was 10 times easier. Reflection video talking about the school and how much I like it, and 2 papers. And with the papers, you have to interview someone on their health problem and you have to document your hours, like the hours that you spoke to the person. And you have to also consider policy and stuff like that. So the person that you interview, you have to put on their phone numbers and stuff. So let that person know, hey, you may be contacted by the school. Um, may call to verify your hours. Okay. So all in all, I just want to conclude this video by saying that I think that this program was a good program because it shows you how to locate credible sources, which I didn't know, and how to use like community resources that a lot of people don't know, which I didn't know. And it kind of made me an overall more well-rounded person. So I really don't regret getting my um, BSN from Capella. I feel like it really prepares you. So, and it's fairly simple. You just have to stay focused, stay dedicated, utilize that Capella's RN to BSN Facebook page. Like it's a Bible, like it's a reference, because it will really help you. People are very helpful there. And yeah, guys, if you guys have any questions, just leave it down below. And happy completing the courses. Bye.